Good morning, YouTube. Let's see here. Okay, we got to turn that off. We got to prevent some stuff. I finally turned off the Bluetooth so you could actually hear me. Um, Turned off the heat, so hopefully the phone won't overheat in the middle of the bull crap and the conversation. Uh, Morning, Mike. We pulled over. So hopefully you can hear me. Give me a one saying that I finally started without the Bluetooth. Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel. Let's see. Hold on. Uh, I'm routed. Alrighty. Up early. The in in trucker trucker info, I did something really stupid 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, right now. Let's see what time is it here. 5, 4, 3 hour. It was 3 o'clock. Um, there's like a there's a on my dashboard. There is a set of how do I say it? There's a set of switches where I can turn on different lights in the truck. All right. Well, in the back where my sleeping area is, there's a few set of switches over there. So I reached over there. I said, you know what? Let me get up. Let me get ready to go. Blah blah blah. And I started reaching for the switch. Well, I hit in the Cascadias. They have a panic switch, and what that does is makes the if so like if you I guess if you're having a heart attack or something, um, you hit that switch and the lights start going off and on. The truck is honking, and I couldn't figure for the life of me how to turn it off. So 3 o'clock in the morning at the truck stop, this thing's going crazy. I start the engine up, bam, 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 and I'm going, what the fuck? What did I do? What did I do? And then I finally pushed in the brakes, meaning like I was going to drive off, and it cut off. It was so freaking embarrassing. But the sad part about it is, I woke no one up. I could have been in there dead, having a heart attack, and nobody would have gave a flip. Some of that sad, but it is what it is. Uh, all right. Um, yeah, I've done some embarrassing stuff out here, but it was the good Lord telling me don't. I didn't realize how many cameras they had in the area. That I was going to empty out something, and we all know what I'm talking about. But I was like, well, the good Lord was telling me don't do it here. You're gonna get caught. uh, I'm I'm of the old school trucker. That's how I learned. That's I mean, you see the gray. I'm a part of the old school trucking. There's a new group of folks coming in, and they're telling about what's going on. They're making videos about stuff that old school already knows about. Going down Donner's Pass, Cabbage, mountain passes, and stuff that'll scare the bejesus out of you. Um, Chaining up because snow season is, the snow is coming. Chaining up and stuff like that. And I said that I answered one thing, because like, oh well, we chain up on our truck, and I was like, well, when you get enough spirits under your belt, you'll realize if I got to chain up, I don't need to be driving. That's how dangerous it. That's how dangerous it is. If I got to chain up, I don't need to be driving because you, as fast as you're gonna go is like 20 miles an hour. No, nothing's worth that low. Okay, but that's just my opinion. Um, good morning, good morning. Yeah, if I don't say hello to you, don't hold it against me. I'm driving and I have the mount really far away from my blind behind. Even if it was close, I still couldn't see it. But it's the same thing with old school cruisers and new school cruisers. You know, old school cruisers, look, we're not bringing the bull crap from home onto the boat. New school cruisers is we're gonna turn up and we're gonna bring all the crap from home, so it's not gonna be any different. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be any freaking different, and we're gonna act the fool, like bringing the portable speakers. You want to cruise ship with 4,000 people? It's already loud enough that you're gonna walk around with speakers and stupid stuff. That's again just my. All right. But all right. Let's bring back to what we're going to talk about today is learning about not learning, but is my obsession helping or hindering? Um, I had to have a talk with my wife yesterday because she literally hurt my feelings. And she's like, and she's always asked me, "We okay?" Yeah, we're okay. I said, and I will tell you when we're not. And she doesn't realize when you go past a certain point, you hurt my feelings, you hurt my feelings, and we need to correct it. If not, it's going to be I'm going to hold it against you, and I ain't gonna let it go. Long story short, I let it go. Um, I could post what my lawn used to look like. When we first moved in, I hated cutting lawn. It was aggravating, and it was all kind of crap. And I'm like, I'm so like doing this crap. And when I started noticing, because I mean, I have effed up my lawn so many times. It just didn't dawn on me. If you put sod on the lawn, you got to water it. I remember I spent $200 on a pallet of Bermuda sod, threw it on the lawn, and just left it. Didn't water it, didn't break out a hose, just left it. Came back, it was yellow. It was embarrassing. And I started reading up. I was supposed to water the daggone thing. It was that embarrassing. I'm gonna say it. I was supposed to water. I was supposed to prep the lawn. I was supposed to do this. Then I realized that my front lawn was so depleted. It didn't even have a topsoil. It was eroded away. So I said, you know what? I just left it there. I threw some dirt over it, dropped some seed, still didn't water it. Never came up. I didn't do my homework. You know how, man, we don't read instructions. I didn't read the instructions on how to do what I need to do. What the hell? Oh, shoot. The truck flipped over. See where the lights on the left? Oh, my God. Hope he's okay. Wow. That's the first time on video. He flipped over. He's on his side. I hope he's okay. Um, that's another thing, guys. You got, man, take your time. Like that song, take your time, do it right. Look, don't be in a rush out here. Um, you don't feel right, don't get on the road. That's my opinion. I woke up in the middle of the night, seen it raining. I checked the temperature. Anything below 32, we ain't going nowhere. F this low. You know what I mean? All right. But back to what I was saying. Um, and a lot of times, as a truck driver, you got so much time to think, you don't realize that you recognize, hey, there's an underlying problem here. There's an underlying reason why I'm acting like I do. And I think it falls under acceptance because, after every time that I would try something new with my lawn and then screw it up, try something else and screw it up, if I would have did better homework, I think I would have saved thousands and thousands of dollars. I really do. I think I would save at least 4 or 5 grand. But that's not how I learn. I don't learn by reading something. I learn by doing, making mistakes. And that's literally how I learn. Long story short, I went through every type of grass other than Mahalia and something else. But I went through every type of grass until I came to the right type of grass, which is zoysia. Okay, but here's the deal. And if you go back at my book, in my videos, you'll see the reason why I'm saying this. Zoysia grass is expensive as hell. It's $400 to $500 a pallet. And guess what? I need to have done it right. I need at least 6 or 7 pallets. I don't have that. I don't have 6, 7 pallets at $400. Somebody add that up. I don't have that. But I noticed, and you see in my shorts, over the years, they ordered too much grass, and then I'm explaining something here. That's the reason I'm going back. I would buy distressed lawn at a discount, order the hell out of it, green it up, bring it back, and put it out there. And I said to myself, okay, I screwed my lawn up. I'm not going to kill off the lawn like other people do and they have a dirt spot. But I am going to integrate the zoysia lawn into my front lawn. It's going to take years, not 1 year, not 2 years, 4 or 5 years for it to take over. And I just had to wait for that. I put plugs in there last year, but then I got a deal on a pallet for I think like $50. So that was 400. I had $400 savings. So I molded the area down that I had plugs in and put and molded down to the dirt and put the other sod on there. I did all of this stuff. Watered the heck out of it. Watered the heck out of it. It had a lot. It took extra long this year, and right now it's going into it's going into what do you call that dormancy, and in about a week or two, I told the wife to cut the water off, just let it go in dormancy. So I mentioned to her, she had said, well, why do you got so many different types? And the reason why I got so she was like four, she said, this is how women do. Y'all exaggerate. She kept on saying 10 different types. Well, technically, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 different types of grass on my front lawn right now. One of them, 2 of them I didn't know about. So I had the app. The app told me that's what it is. And I started cracking up. But in the real shaded areas, I live in a forest. This is the only way I get grass to grow. I live in a freaking forest, literally. And one of the areas um, where it is what do you call that? St. Augustine. So next year I'm gonna get a pallet of St. Augustine and put it in that area. I can't. I'm gonna have to get a pallet because that's the only way they sell it. So I'm gonna save up and I'm gonna get a pallet of St. Augustine so I can put it in that area so I can get it to grow. Okay. The other two distressed grasses I've been buying from her was Zenith zoysia and Xeon zoysia in the front. Wherever I get spot dropping, I was dropping. And my wife was like, why you got so many different, and I'm thinking to myself, you just came out there and helped me. You know what I'm doing. I'm getting it, and it actually is growing. It's actually doing something. It's actually spreading. Zenith, Zoysia spreads by stolons and rhizomes. One of them goes under the ground, and one of them creeps across the top of the ground. If you don't notice it, if you come back a couple of months later to a year, like I had one area, it was just nothing but stripe. It was just dirt and stripe, and it filled in. I moved some stuff from the backyard to the front, and it's filled in. So when I least expect it, and what I'm learning now is coming into the fall, right before it goes dormant, it spreads even faster. But my wife says, you got 15 different grasses. It's not fair. Why do the neighbors, theirs looks green and ours looks like it does? And I told her they removed the forest. They removed the forest set of trees and dropped, Bermuda. And that's what they did. And they spotted me. I put some Bermuda on the side, and they said, well, we're going to do what he did. But are you doing the rest of it? Do you have a chemical guy coming in, dropping fertilizer, dropping pre-emergent, post-emergent, doing all this other stuff? I'm watering every other day because Zenith zoysia needs a lot of water. Now, when I get home on Thanksgiving, I'm going to set up my aerator, and I'm gonna loosen up that lawn. And there's stuff to do. It's taking time, but it's coming. And I've done all of that. And I've said all that to say this. I told my wife, look, because she's like, why are you doing that? You could just do what they did. Well, I did what they did. I had nothing but, you go back to my old video, all I had Bermuda grass all over the place. And then it thinned out and died because of all the trees. I put perennial ryegrass. Works fine in the winter because there's no trees. But summertime, it burns out and dies off. I need something that's going to stay there. It's just going to take time. And she's like, well, why are you doing this? And then you got 50 minutes. And I said, look, for me to get some green grass, if I've got to have 5 different types of grass, I'm going to have 5 different types of grass. But if I got to wait till it fills in. If you ever look at the back of it, say you would get some grass seed for your lawn. Look on the back. Half the time, it's 3 or 4 different types of grass seed mixed together. 3 or 4 different types. And I said, you hurt my feelings. And, because you seem like I'm not doing nothing. I'm out here all the time trying to figure this stuff out. Because, and then here's what I had to realize. And I said it. Because I want your approval. That's not my house. That's her house. Y'all are married. Yeah, we are. But she is the primary breadwinner. It's her house. I want you to be proud of me. I want to show you that I'm not a piece of shit that sits on his ass. I go around, I'm painting, I'm fixing, I'm doing stuff. I'm being the man of the house. I'm changing things. I'm doing and I'm painting. I'm looking, well, what's the matter with house? I know it's my house too, but it's her house. She is the queen. I'm showing you what you need. I'm showing you that I'm not a piece of shit. And all I want you to do is say, wow, baby, that looks beautiful. Attaboy. That looks boy. Don't come to me and say, well, why you got all this? Theirs looks better than yours. Fuck them motherfuckers. This is war. Because in the end, my house is going to look better than yours. Because what you don't realize, what women don't realize, men think about it like this. If someone's out there cutting the lawn, oh, fuck that, I got to get out there and cut my lawn too. His lawn looking like this, no, my lawn got to be greener. I got to get iron and put it down to make my grass greener than yours. I got to cut them better than you. I don't need no association to tell me how to do my fucking house. Because I want my place looking better than anybody's in the neighborhood. But the problem is, I'm broke. I don't have no money. I finally accepted that. Just because I got 10 credit cards don't mean that I got money. And reality is finally kicked in. I don't have no damn money. So I gotta, wage a lawn care war on a budget. I gotta look for discounts. I gotta wait till the end of the season to buy stuff that's gonna be on sale because they're moving into the new Christmas stuff. But I'm doing this because why? This all falls back to other problems in my life. I just want to be accepted. I just want to be appreciated. If I'm not worrying about this, that, or the other, but I just want to pat on the back, say, hey, good job, baby. I appreciate you. And I know she didn't do it on purpose, but I told my wife, I said, you hurt my feelings. You didn't even bother to ask, what am I doing? But she said, well, you had to plug. I had some plugs. I plugged the crap out of this area. But then I got tired of waiting. So I found some other sod on discount. I put it there, and it's filling in and growing. But here's the crazy thing. I started out hating doing this crap. I started out, I was 300. If guys know, my waist size was a 44, and I was going into a 46. Right now, I'm between a 36 and a 38 waist size right now. I was big and I started out with a push lawnmower. I started with a push lawnmower. Then she bought me a driving lawnmower and a yard sale. I had a guy, because I didn't have a truck at the time. I didn't have a trailer, come by off a marketplace to repair the stuff and bring it back. He never came back. So I had to learn how to do small engine repair, fix stuff. So I've been surviving all of this time and not learning how to enjoy myself. I learned how to work on small engines because I was like, I'm never going to let somebody take from me again. I learned to look at the lawn and say, Hey, sorry about that. There's always something on this channel. Always something. But back to what I was saying. Sometimes you learn, sometimes you figure out, sometimes you find enjoyment in something before it once was a pain in the neck. Now it's actually enjoyment. Sometimes you figure out, look, I need to exercise, but I'm not gonna go to the park and walk. I'm just gonna do lawn care. I remember one time I was out there working all day and I checked my Fitbit. I walked 9 freaking miles going in and out the house, up and down ladders, and I walked nine. I woke up the next day, I'm tiptoeing around, and I'm laughing like, well, I did go 9 miles yesterday. Sorry about that. Again, once again, if y'all came in, y'all realize that this is what's going on. I'm driving in the middle of somewhere. I'm heading south 39, 31 miles to the Champaign, Illinois, Peoria. A lot of wind, whatever. But something that turned out to be aggravating at first has become very enjoyable. Isn't that crazy? Something that's become aggravating has become enjoyable. And I didn't realize, and I said it before, I'll say it again, and I keep on saying it. When I drove 400 miles to get this engine, from I think it was the core area. And you look at it, I was so excited. I got the damn thing. I got it working. And I literally started crying, the tears of joy. And I remember I said in my head, I said it out loud, but I said, Daddy, I did it. My father was a mechanic. You don't realize a lot of the stuff that you do, your children want to be like you. Your children, even though you might be fighting with them, they want to be just like you. They want to be approved by you. And I remember I said, Daddy, I fixed it. It might not be a car engine, but I fixed this engine. I did it. And I was so happy. So is this obsession detrimental to me? That I have a lot of problems, or is it helping me heal from old hurt, old pain, old aggravation, old scars of being maybe pulled up and then rebandaged and healed? Is it something that is helping me? I think it's helping. I think getting up at the crack of dawn and talking this stuff out, I think it's helping. I think it's something that is helping me become a better person. Because 9 times out of 10, I would have resorted into myself, and then I wouldn't have wanted to do anything. And the wife apologized but I was looking this morning. There was it's on TikTok. There's a lady counselor or whatever. Um, does like marriage counseling. And there's a woman on there. She didn't hear a word the man said. The man said, I don't like confrontation. 9 times out of 10, When the man say he don't like confrontation, it's because he lived most of his life in the middle of all the confrontation. He lived most of his life, punk bitch. He lived most of his life in a violent situation when he don't want to be a part of that. So he might sound like he's kind and gentle because guess what? He would prefer to be kind and gentle. So when you talk to a guy like that, he's gonna listen when you're kind and gentle. When you're yelling and screaming and act like you got a pair of nuts, that's not helping. That makes it turn inward. I lived most of my effing life like that. I lived most of my life like that. I don't want to be that person. I fight tooth and nail. I fight every demon in my soul to stay away from that version of me. And I don't want to be confrontational. I want to learn how to grow something and watch it grow. I've got 2 papayas and I think 2 papayas, an avocado tree, and 2 bananas, and a grow light, and 2 peach trees. I wouldn't know how much joy it looks to see when you see something growing. I know what you guys be. Y'all be. That's why you gardeners be doing what you're doing. It's like, that is. It's invigorating. I thought it was just me when I see a green lawn, but now I see a green lawn. I'm trying to figure out how can I get me a little area where I can't do much because I'm on the road. Well, how can I get me an area where I can grow something, where I can figure something out? That obsession is bringing peace of mind to my soul. Sitting outside and just looking at the trees flutter and move bring peace of mind to my soul. You guys seen in this video at the beginning of the live, a truck flipped over. It just happened. A cop car blew by me, before I seen him head that way. It just happened. This is some dangerous crap. You see a lot of people do, oh, I'm a new truck driver. Yeah, okay. You ain't seen no mess yet. This is some scary crap. They might hit me up with the exclamation points because I can't see the time right now. Looking. Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay. But you see, you guys get what I'm saying? Is this obsession, is it helping or hindering? I believe it's helping. Because nobody gives us a playbook to how to live our lives, how to be polite, how to be nice, how to be a decent freaking person in the environment that we're growing in. Everybody's saying, they stole the word from us being woke. That came from African Americans in the 60s and the 70s, staying woke to the oppression of our people. Now y'all look, it done changed and all this other crazy crap. How about you be woke to being a nice person? How about you be woke to being a gentleman? You can't even open up a door for nobody. Hold the door. Why you open the door for me? Okay, don't worry about it. Never happen again. Well, why don't you help them? Player, you don't need my help. That's why half the time I don't come out this truck. Because everybody nowadays, y'all don't know it. means to be respectful. And you think because you one color, you can just talk to anybody any old way. Boy, leave me be. Leave me alone. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna conversate on that. Leave me alone. You see what I'm saying? But I know that's why I say I don't know what I'm doing, but I have fun doing it. I ain't that good. I ain't that great. I just know how to stay alive. I know how to say, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? This is what I'm gonna do. Screw everything else. But if you could just look at your situation, it's funny. My school, my high school unit just happened, but I didn't go. But I was mad as all get out. Why? It wasn't. Ain't none of them people did nothing to me. But I realized that my high school years wasn't as great as everybody's saying in that high school reunion. I wasn't like that. There was a lot of stuff going on at home. There was a lot of hurt that I could not deal with. I was the dysfunctional. I was part of the dysfunctional Brady Bunch, hated by everybody, loved by none. Ain't that great? But I survived. I mean, like that song. I'm a survivor. I don't. I just realized the other day. I just didn't want to be reminded of it. The last 10 years is the last time I actually had to. The last 10 years, I've actually enjoyed myself. The last 10 years, I'm still learning how to enjoy myself. That's why I love going cruising. And I told the wife, look, we can't afford another cruise, but we need to go on one. So we're going on Margaritaville at Sea in February, and we're gonna have some fun because it's cheap. It's a cheap one, you know. It's gonna be fun, and I don't need to buy any more cameras because I still have to learn the one to guy. But I'm looking into this other smaller camera that I can walk around with. But it's not the good one. Good one's $500. I got that. I'm getting the one off the TikTok shop for $60. I think that's what I'm doing. But it's okay. I'm still learning what's gonna make what makes me happy. That's gonna be the conversation tomorrow anyway. Are you happy? Or are you just the biggest liar known to man? I'm learning how to be happy. Not happy again. I never knew how to be happy. I'm learning how to be happy. And learning how to be happy is saying, hey, this bothers me. A lot of y'all be in relationships and you think everything hunky dory and it's not because a person didn't speak up. And when a guy speaks up or when a woman speaks up, don't don't gaslight him and don't. Well, you did this, you didn't. Listen to what they saying, bro. I didn't realize I'm going slow as heck. 57 miles an hour. Listen to what they saying. Because if you listen to what they saying, you can understand and fix it before it's too late. But learn how to find and learn how to fix. Fix yourself first. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I needed to say it. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm talking, but I appreciate y'all coming through and listening. And let me vent and feel a whole lot better. I'm like, why am I yelling? Like, why am I yelling? because each day I want to be a better person. Each day I want to prove that, hey, you can be a better person. You can do something better for yourself. And it actually really means something. Ain't that the crazy part? It might actually really mean something. Especially in these times, man. These some scary times, guys. All right, I am going to shut this down. It looks like we get close anyway. Coming up next, wellness is coming to the stage with positive affirmations and fashion sense and working them legs and everything else. Keeping us in shape. Oh, I got a little dizzy there. I need to stop all this yelling. uh, After that, at 9 o'clock, go live together with Cruising is Fun Anytime and Miss T with the T at 9:15. You guys have a blessed day. As always, if you don't know, I love you. And God loves you. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Deuces. I got a headache from yelling. Deuces. See y'all tomorrow.